I need to share my screen. Okay, there we are. There we are. Okay, how's it going? Okay. And now we see that. Okay, Marcus. All right, let's start over. I'll pretend that I did not mess all that up. There's a lot of steps to this. All right. So, welcome everyone. Today we are going to do part 3 of this work. The idea is that I'm building this site right here. Hold on. I have to fix this every time, and I don't know why. There we go. I'm building a site right here that will hold the JavaScript libraries that people are submitting through the through the survey. Those are stored in a FileMaker database, and eventually this site will pull from that website, or I'm sorry, that FileMaker file, and it will display anything that people do. I'm taking this, I'm kind of modeling this after the idea that I was developing with these, where it's going to fetch the data, and each time I click on a row over here, I'm fetching different code examples for the course. So that's what that site is. But we're going to do it in the local host today. That's my host in VS Code. All right, so now we're just going to keep on going with this. I'm going to keep this up. It's ridiculous. I'm going to keep this right here. If it's really just too small to see over here, I'll try not to move it because I think it, or zoom out too much because I think that's when it gets really muddy. Let's see if I can make this bigger. I can kind of make it. Yeah, here, I'm going to do this. So I'm using Next.js to handle this. So it's a little bit different than React. React is actually really big on Next.js and it's one of Next.js is one of the platforms, the frameworks that React actually suggests we use. So in it, I'm also using Tailwind. This is a React app. I am creating components here. Here's a component called home. I'm creating a component with returning some divs and text and various things. Eventually some JavaScript will be in here. I'm giving it some styling using Tailwind CSS's styling. So there's a lot going on here. It's becoming more and more second language to me, so that's really good. In fact, there's a new Tailwind CSS update that just came out that I just saw. So I'm not going to go into this a whole lot right now, but I am in my index file, and that's what is making this right here. So you can see that. I'm going to try to get this to be right, but it refuses to be correct. I'm going to leave that alone. So now if I go back to this, see them. Okay. All right. So let's get going. Let's do something here that makes this. So again, I'm trying to display these, and I thought I would work with these buttons here, these user interface calculation, and allow people to filter by the kind of library that was submitted. So user interface would be like the charts, the data tables. Calculation would be maybe like JSONata or something, and the others I'm not sure yet. But for now, we're just going to stick with this is the idea. What I want to try to do today is come up with some sort of design for an object that represents what represents a library. I'll put it in the community. I'll put it in the community I'll put them as posts in the community. Okay, good idea. All right. I mean, yeah, I should have done that. All right. So I need to come up with a design. Now, I don't actually perfectly yet have something that represents the library that was submitted by a user. I'm almost there. I have to take what Typeform does and I have to turn it into something that's, that's a FileMaker table. I mean, technically I don't have to, but I am going to do it that way. I'm going to take the Typeform response, turn it into a FileMaker record, and then this website eventually will grab it and it will display it. I want to do it that way because that's typically how we would, I want to practice displaying FileMaker records. So in order to do this, though, I need to create a record that I think, I need to create an object that I think will be representative of what's going to be in there, what an object will be from FileMaker. Since we're using the data API, we are going to, let's see, that's right, correct? It's an array. Let's start with an array. It's an object. One of the keys is field data, and field data has some properties. Okay, so we're just going to get some in here, some properties in here to replicate what I think it will be, and then we will. So the first one is library, and we'll say data tables. We'll say link. There we go. Actually, let me look at my tables, because actually I could just try to do this correctly the first time. So I don't actually have an object, but I do have what it should look like. So here is, I'll show you this quick, if this is correct. Here is the table that your responses are going to go into. Each question is a different field. And so I'm going to put those in there. So library link, we'll just do a couple of them. Licensing, MIT, sure. We'll do type. We're going to eventually need this, but not right now. I want to do, let's see, impressions. That's the one I wanted to. And then I think I have let's just do a quick lore ipsum. Do I have that? Yeah. Let's just pretend someone, nope, that was wrong. Let's try that again. Lore ipsum, insert a line. There we go. Okay, so this is good enough for now. This is sample data.js. And right now it's in the pages folder, but I actually don't want it to be in the pages folder. I'm going to put it in a utils folder. All right, and then just move that out. So pages in Next.js is like the actual pages of your website. So obviously the index.js would be the home page, but if I were to have a page called about, then that would be a separate JS document in here. So I am just not on. Here's everything. Sorry, start over. Here's my field data. This is my object. I have it in a sample data.js file. Okay, so I'm just going to use this throughout here and see if I can, construct something with this. Yeah, this is good enough for now. Okay. So the next step, I think, is to design something that will hold this, that will look nice. And this is where here, let's just do this. Let me go back here. Export const sample data equals that. There we go. I'm going to import it into here. So import sample data. I think that's correct. Looks correct. And then for the heck of it, I can just do sorry, let's start over. Pre sample data. What did I do wrong here? So this is wrong. Objects are not valid as a React child. This is let's just do this. Okay, let's see if that works. All right, so why did that not work? Let's do this. Sample data. Let's console log it. The sample data and bring that down into the export. There we go. Reload it over here. Look at the console. Yep. I mean, that's, why did that not allow me to sample data? Found an object. Use an array instead. Don't I have an array? Yeah, wow. What is happening? The array is 2 pieces. Oh, you know what? Silly me. Let's go back here. Let's do json.stringify that null 2. All right, that's what it was. Okay. So, silly me. Silly me. All right, so this is the data, and this is what I want. You know, I guess I could just leave it like that, couldn't I? Because we're all FileMaker developers, and we could decipher this pretty well. But I'm going to try to you know, make it look nicer. It's not I'm working on it. It's not my perfect forte yet to do amazing design stuff, but I'm working on it. For my code examples, I really just took from someone else this idea, and I guess, you know, I didn't make it too bad here, but what I did is I'm using Tailwind UI to do this under my account. So what I need to do here is find something that I can just copy and use to display the data. The data will have a lot of fields. If we look back at FileMaker, it's going to have a lot of fields. So it may end up like the ratings. The ratings are the stars, or I think they were like easy, difficult, medium. I may be doing something like that, but really I'm going to be displaying a lot of this data. So that's going to get tricky, but I think for now it'll be fine if I just find something that can work for this. So yell out if you see something. The components are great. Tailwind components are great. They're people that have put together a lot of great stuff, a lot of components, and it just looks really nice. Like this one, for example, that looks pretty nice. And that actually might not, you may not be able to see it. There we go. There we go. This one doesn't look too bad to display lists of data, and that's what this is a list of data. That one's another list. Sticky headings, that's interesting. Content links, it's not awful. At the moment, I'm not thinking of opening up sort of a detail page. I just want a list. I just really want a list of all the information. But it might be, given how much information there is, it might be a problem. I did see this too. I kind of was interested in this. It's an interesting idea. So this is a component. This card here thingy, this single card thing is a component, and the whole idea of React, one of the whole ideas of React is that you build it one time, and then you take the people in this case, so there's 6 people or whatever, and you can map through each person in that array, each record in the array, and take each element and stick it into the component so that the data gets shown. So every object in the array's name property gets put in the exact same location. So I think that's what they mean by a component. It's just build once, use over and over. I'm kind of liking this. Let's see if there's any. This is what I use for my website. I think for now I'm going to go with this, and we'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. I keep flipping back over here to see if there's any comments. So I'm not sure that I like this live stream as much, but it's more of just a one-way communication thing. All right, that, and this is being stupid in that I can't. If I move this off, then I get some issues with my recording. So anyway, all right. Ooh, I don't want to shut that off. That's what I did the last time, and then you made fun of me for not knowing that I was gone. All right, so I'm going to use this. So this will be fun. This is what I've done this many times now. So here is the mapping function. And in React, we're mapping over the array of people, taking one person at a time and using it and sticking it in here. I'm going to grab all of this li stuff. I'm going to grab all of this and bring it over to my. I'm not going to put it in the index file. I'm going to create a new over here in my directory. I'm going to create a new a file called components. And again, this is what we component. This is what we do all the time. We have our components in file in certain folders, and we use them throughout. So I've got that. I'm going to create a new file called libcard.js. And then inside of here, I'm simply going to export const libcard. So this is a function here. It's going to return all of this. Now, most of this will break. That's fine. We'll take care of that. But this is a component here, and it's going to get one element out, and it's going to place all of that stuff in here in the right place. So this gets into what React is and what React does. But if you have a question, I'm going to kind of go through this quickly. This isn't necessarily teaching, it's just me actually doing it, but I'm trying to talk it out. So one library record or array element is going to come in at a time, and I'm going to distribute its data among here. So the very first thing, I'll just start with, let me look back at that. Let me look back here, because, all right, yeah, so this is the component itself, and it's put into grids. Okay. So there we go. So I've got this. Let's actually let's get this going as quick as we can here. We'll see what it looks like in a bit, but my data is coming in, and it's got field data.library, link, licensing, type, and impression. So these are the values that I'm going to use in that. Open that up a bit and come to, I don't need this file. So here, rather than, So a library is going to come in, and this is like the map function in that that becomes the variable. Instead of person, I'm going to use the keyword lib. So I'm going to find all of the persons. See if I can do this. I forget. It's Command Shift L and change this. That selects all of them, and I'm going to just write lib. So that's the library that comes in. Email. I'm just looking quickly at the. That's interesting that it's the first one. Oh, I see. That's the key. So yeah. Do I need the key here? I don't think I do. No. I'm going to remove this for right now. We'll come back to it. All right. So the first thing I want to do is the name. Rather than the name of the person, I'm going to put the word library there. Rather than the role, so I'm just looking at this right here, and I'm just comparing it to see which one works. So name is here. The role, I don't know if I have any need for it right now, so I'm going to remove that, just comment it out. Title. What could I put in there? I guess I could just put type, maybe. I don't need the image, so I'm going to get rid of this right here. And then the tags down below, I'm not going to use either one of them. Maybe, but let's just comment those out for right now. So I'll comment those out. Okay. So the library comes in here. The library comes in here one at a time. The record comes in here, and then it's just being displayed in different sections. So we'll see what that looks like. All right, so now we've exported this library card. I'm going to import it in import lib card from components lib card. This gets automatically filled in. Now I'm going to use this baby down here inside of this div. So I don't know why I have two divs. I'm going to get rid of that. We'll go back to this view so you can see it. I'll check and see if anybody has any comments or questions. Nope. All right. So I'm importing that, and now I'm going to, let's just do, well, this is how I'm going to do it. And again, I'm not teaching this. I keep forgetting I'm not teaching this. So I'm going to put in some JavaScript inside of this div. And this JavaScript inside of these curly braces is going to take the sample data dot map. We're going to take one library at a time from the records, from that records, and we're going to return the library card where lib equals the one at a time. Okay, so if you see over here, we actually got something. It's not beautiful yet, but we do have two rows to represent the two records. I'm going to see what this is saying. What's the problem here? Oh yeah, okay, so this is where I need the key. So the key equals lib dot, we're going to do a primary key in here because that's what I've got. And then I'm going to go back here and add out to the sample data. And I'm going to add I'm going to do a primary key 1, primary key 2, doesn't matter what they are. And then this will be lib.fieldData.primary key. All right. So there we go. We're on our way. Looks like we don't have any issues. All right, so we should be good. Got some issues though. Number one, it's not stacking correctly. So I'm going to go back here, find this code, because we got to tell it that it's going to be a UL with a role of list. So above this, over here in VS Code, I'm going to put that and then copy the closing tag, paste it below. All right, so that's a little better. I'm not sure why nothing's coming in, but we'll take care of that. So sample data comes in with one library at a time. The library gets placed. These are called props, by the way, props. A lib is the prop that I named it, and I'm passing in one of those at a time. And inside of the component itself, I am extracting out the lib prop, and then we'll do a const or console lib, just see what's going on. So there it is. Yeah, okay. So if we console log this, I actually have an extension built in that puts my console logs here. Oh, that's interesting. What am I doing here? It added that. How did that happen? Here, let's just do this. Props. Console log props. Props is the keyword for anything that's coming in. To that component. What? Oh, it's because of that. Come on, Jeremy. Lib. Yeah, duh. Okay. Let's do this. Lib dot. No, that should be the one. Oh my gosh. Console.log lib. All right. So we got to figure this out because I'm losing the data somewhere. Okay, so there's my object. That's correct. That's passed in. Here, let's do this. I just do this. So there's my library. Yep. Okay, so it must, I forget that. It does become the object. Okay. So that's fine. I can handle it this way. Let's do log.field data.primary key. Make sure that's coming in. So those are what am I doing wrong? Field data.primary key. Yep. Did I spell field data wrong? Nope. Primary. I spelled that wrong. Come on, guys. Why didn't you tell me that? All right, there we go. All right, so primary key. There we go. All right, so now we got lib dot field data dot primary key. Okay. All right, so 1 and 2. Okay, there it is. Okay. So let's continue this on. So now over here in my, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say const. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Const field data equals lib, and then I'll do field data dot library field data.type. There we go. Look at that. So now we have two cards, one for each element. And if I were to go to my duplicate this, 500 more times, obviously I have to change the primary key because that has to be unique in JavaScript in the React space. React needs it. And there we go. Voila, look at that. I've got some issues, but I definitely have a set of cards. How's that? How cool is that? Is that cool or what? Did I put you to sleep? Cool. All right. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work because it will. I need to design this myself. So like the impressions, if I wanted to show the impressions, I would come down here and I would come down and code, say, let's do that. Say, so I can add another div. Let's just see what this does. P class name equals text XS, italic, and we'll do field data dot impressions. Okay, it's not awful. Now how did that erase the other things? That's weird. Oh, maybe it's because it just like pushed it up. So it's full, or it probably did push it up. So that should not be a problem. Oh, it's because of, no, not truncate. Yeah, truncate here. So let's try that again. Where'd that go? There we go. Okay. So not the right space for it, but we're on our track. That's where the image was. So maybe we could put something there. What could we put there? We could put the link. Well, we could put the licensing there maybe instead. There we go. Okay, it's not bad. And then I think outside of this, so this is the li. This is the div justify between. So that means it's gonna it's gonna flex it. It's gonna push everything. If I added another row, let's see what this does. I'm sorry, if I added another element and I put that impressions, then we're gonna get all three things, justified in between each one. So I don't want that. I mean, it's fine to have that. I want to take this div of the impressions outside of that space. That's kind of what I'm going for. Let's do this. Div class name equals py-3 px-2. Gives a little bit of padding on all sides. I could do, let's see, text. I like purple. 800. Okay, not too bad. All right. What do you think, guy? Oh, let me fix that. Let me fix this. py-3. There we go. px-. There we go. Okay. So now I'm starting, get something going. What do you think? What do you think? Thunderous applause. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Nice. So again, okay, so here's what's going to happen. Let's just stick with this for right now. Got a lot of work to do with the design based on the other parts of it. Again, here's all all of the fields that I've got to put in. Luckily, things like the rating, not a lot of people included that because they didn't use the JSDev environment. If they did, then I need to show a rating, and I could actually do some sort of like star thing where I render a star, or 2 stars or 3 stars as far as the ease of use. So I think the choices were medium, difficult, or easy. So if they did include it, well, let's just do it. I'm just going to do it because I will eventually do it. So let's go back to say, I'm going to use the same word though. I'm going to say rating set up in dev. Now, the choices are easy, medium, and difficult. I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. Let's do difficult. That's the choices. It doesn't have to stay that. I could turn those into numbers because a number is going to help me decide how many stars to render. I think the ease, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but actually I could use frowning faces and smiling faces, and that might actually be better. So if it's difficult, then I'm going to render a frowning face. What do you think about that? That'd be funny. This is kind of how I do stuff in a silly manner here, is just kind of make it up. So let's try that. So I'm going to create a couple more here in my code. Boom, and boom, and boom. We'll make this one easy, medium. I really wish I had a designer to design this, and I think normally you would. Obviously, you would. People would use Figma probably to design. Maybe I should take a backseat and do something in Figma. I've never used Figma, so have any of you used Figma? Icons. So there's a site called Hero Icons. There we go. Face smile, face. There we go. This is what I want. It doesn't have a face normal. Face. There's only 2. Well, I'm just going to stick with these for now. So, okay, so I want to use this, and I think I have to install it. Yep. So first install it, and then I can start using it. So let's do that. Let's go over to VS Code. Stop the server from running. Type in npm install @hero icons /react. Okay. Now I'm going to import into the library card. I'm going to import the ear icons. Import smile, face. Face frown icon from to that. I think I want this solid. Let's try that. Solid. Okay, so this will be fun. Let's see if I can do this in just a few moments here. So if the word difficult is used, put a frowning face. If it's the other 2, put a smiley face. So let's just before we do that, let's put it here. See if we can get it to show. I'll go back to here. All right, and we'll put in. Whoa, no, I didn't want all of that. I'm gonna get rid of this. Let's see what I'm gonna get rid of. Div A, div. Get rid of this one. Okay. So now I'm gonna put face smile icon. Just do whatever it says. Oh, I need to start up the server. npm run dev. Okay, let's see what it does here. And we're running. Let's see, install. Oh, what am I using? 2, so it's face. This is kind of interesting. Face. You know what? I wonder if they removed the icon word. I guess I could go look in the package. Nope. Face smile. There we go. Okay, that worked. Nope, face smile is not either. I need to look in the node modules folder here. Let's go over here. Solid. Index. Are they in here? I guess. Here we go. Face frown icon. Yeah, that's it. Face frown icon. Face smile icon. So why did that not work? Face smile icon. You were trying to import from v1, but I've installed v2. I don't know. Okay, let's just do this. npm install. Let's see what this does. Not sure why it's not. All right, let's see what this does. It's that stupid thing. Where'd it go? Did that work? Okay, so that was it, the problem. Element type is invalid. Okay, hold on. What is happening here? Documentation. What am I doing wrong? Import. Oh, the 24. That's what I needed to do. React 24. Let's try that. 24. React 24 dash solid. React solid. Oh, that's the. Okay, let's do this again. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to go back to VS Code. I'm running reinstall the icons React. I don't remember having this much problems with these things. Okay, so solid. Let's delete those. Boom. Okay, so hero icons, solid. npm So solid. Let's try that. That icon is killing me here. All right, well, I'm gonna have to figure that out. But this is the idea. And so what I wanted to do was what I wanted to do is go back and forth between them. Maybe relaxed to stress face. Difficult isn't necessarily worse. Yeah, I agree. You're right. The signs were telling me, but okay. So here's what I would normally do. Let me just show you what I would do. What I'm going to do. That one. There we go. So let's just, you know what? Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I could just do this. I could just do field data. Let's do P, and then we'll do field data dot, what was it called? Rating underscore set up in dev. Set up in dev. Next time I'll have this figured out to where I can show a different icon or star. I don't know, stars, something. Well, what would they say if I can, provided I can get this correct? Yeah, they don't have anything. It's a very limited. I can use other icon sets here. I'm just was trying something else, but all right. Well, that's not too bad. So I could obviously change the color. I might be able to build some sort of progress bar that shows it. I don't know. Let's see, React difficulty indicator. Let's see if I can find something that component UI. No, that's not what I want. I don't know. I have to think through that. And maybe just a data point rather than any sort of cool coloring or something. But there we go. So I just want to show you something to end. The live version of this, and you can check this out, is at libraries.jsinfm.com. This is what it looks like right now. I have been developing on it. This is what it looks like right now. If I go to VS Code over to here, I save my changes over here in the source control tab, making sure you can see. Added library card and sample data. I commit it. Now I'm on my layout design branch down at the bottom. Maybe you can see it right there in the corner. I'm on that. I'm committing these to the branch. I'm going to sync the changes. Then I'm going to go to that remote repository. It's telling me that it just detected that that branch had some changes made. I want to create a pull request. A pull request simply takes the data. Well, a pull request is basically someone makes some changes to your code and they want to incorporate it into your live system, whether it's many developers or some contributor. You all could do a pull request on the development file and suggest changes. I, as the owner of this, I get to look at the pull requests. Well, you would first create the pull request. Then it would come to me and it would say, all right, Jeremy, Marcus has done a pull request. Do you want to review the code? I can review the code. And then when I merge it, when I press this button, this will push it into my main. branch. So I can go back to my main branch right here. And you can see 1 minute ago that code was now pushed into the branch. It was in the other, it still is in the other branch. It still is in this branch, but I've pushed it to the main. And the reason is I need it in the main is because that's where my hosting provider will pull from. So let's look at that real quick. Vercel, it's on my Vercel. Forget which one it's in. I have to figure this out. It's in the other one. Okay. So here's that team. Here is that. And it just merged pull request 2, and it created it. It deployed it. It didn't find any errors. So now when I refresh this page, this is the live site. When I refresh this page, there it is. It's got the changes that I've made. Normally I wouldn't do this every time because it looks awful right now, but I'm just doing it for demonstration's sake. All right, so there we go. Let's check and see if you have any questions. Flowchart Maker. Illustrator or Adobe XD are good. I've used both of those. I thought Figma had some sort of like component builder for it. That's why I thought I needed to use Figma, but maybe not. So, all right. Any thoughts or questions about this other than how awesome it was? Thanks for being part of this. I'm just going to do this every day, and if people show up, that's great. But by the end, I'm going to have a website that displays people's JS libraries survey submissions, so that'll be good. I'm glad to do that. All right, well, since I normally see you tomorrow, Wednesday, I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday, and we can actually talk then. So it's not just this one-way thing, but there we go. Thanks for joining me today. I'll post this up in the next couple hours, take out all my mistakes, and oh, YouTube link, sure, let me get that. You need to subscribe to my channel, dude, if you haven't done that already. It's youtube.com/@JSNFM. That's the quickest way to get there. And there is a playlist called Building a Website that you can get into. That's where this will be. So, sound good, Marcus? Did you get it? Let me know. Apparently you do. Yeah, and tell everyone to do that too. I need to get up there in subscribers so I can start making money off of it. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow then. Bye-bye.